Well, my angels, so as you know, I'm an avid Dior shopper, and I kind of wanted to explain to you the difference between going to all three outlets, whether you're going to the boutique on Greene Street, if you're going to go to Dior.com, or you're going to shop at Nordstrom. If you do shop at Nordstrom, I do have a sales assistant that I work with, Trish, the Vietnamese girl that actually promotes Dior often. She recommended her 2 years ago. I started working with her and I love her to pieces. She is amazing. She will hook you up with samples, but only depending on how much you buy. Like if you buy something small, she's not going to give you a bunch of samples. It doesn't make sense. The more you spend, the more you get, and then you get to choose your samples accordingly, depending on what they have in inventory. And then you can also get stuff from other counters. But remember, you have to build a relationship with the sales assistant. They're not just going to throw everything at you on day one. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I did have someone that watched my videos tried to make an order with her. They ordered something really small and they wanted like 8 samples. And she's like, I can't do that. You know, like you didn't, she gave me 8 samples because I ordered a $450 bottle of perfume. If you're buying something that's like $50, you're not going to get a lot of samples. I mean, even with Dior, with anything, right? So just make sure that you build a relationship with an SA and then they will hook you up and help you out. That's the benefit of working or getting your products at Nordstrom, because sometimes when you go online, you want to try a specific perfume, but they don't have it, like the tester or the mini deluxe, but Nordstrom might have it. So then you can call your Nordstrom SA and say, hey, do you have these particular samples? I want to try them. And then they'll get them for you. Also, with Nordstrom, they give you these little testers that they fill up themselves. So like, let's say you wanted to try something from the Privé line that they don't have like a little actual sample of, like this. Like this. So let's say you wanted to try Oud Rosewood, but they didn't have an Oud Rosewood of this. She would actually go get the Nordstrom one, fill it up with Oud Rosewood, and send it to you. Now you can try it. So if you really wanted to try the Privé line and you live in a state or a place where they don't have the Privé line accessible in your stores, like in your department stores, then I highly recommend working with a sales assistant, buying something from her, and then asking her for samples of the Dior. Once you have a better relationship, you can actually start asking for samples from like Parfums de Marly. Like if you wanted to try Oriana, she could put it in one of these things and send it to you, you know. But the reason she's doing it is with hopes that when you actually try it and you buy the bottle, you buy it from her. I do buy a lot of stuff from her, so I really love my SA. Her information will be in the description box. But remember, you have to build a relationship with a sales assistant, and then they'll actually throw in a couple of things every now and then to thank you for the relationship and the fact that you would rather buy it from them and make sure they get the commission than get it directly from the store or another outlet. So now let's talk about Dior on Greene Street. That's where they have the boutique. Now the Dior on Greene Street, the one thing I like about them is that you can try a lot of things that they may not have at other locations. Like they actually have samples and of products that they have only in Europe. So right now they have a Privé bottle holder in, I guess they have it in the oblique and they have it in the canage, and it's knit. It's beautiful. I mean, I will see if I can put a link below. I saw it in Europe. I went to the boutique. They had it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe you had this. Like all the things that they have in Europe, they have there. If you want something from Europe, they can order it at the boutique. ChristianDior.com doesn't do that for you. The boutique will. The boutique will then contact Europe and say, we need you to ship this to us. We have a customer that's interested, and they will get you that item. So that's what I like about the boutique. You get specific exclusive service. However, their free gifts are horrible. Horrible. Unless you're qualifying for like a welcome gift, they'll have the welcome gifts there for you. When you make the purchase, they'll give you your silver, gold, or platinum welcome gift if they have it in stock. And also the snow globes. They had the snow globes when everybody ran out. They had them at the boutique. So you go to the boutique, you could have claimed your snow globe if you were a platinum member, right? But their free gifts are horrible. Like if you're a platinum member, you're supposed to get 2 mini deluxes and then 2, like small things like this. They don't do that. They'll give you just nothing or like 1 or 2 of these. Like you don't really get the benefits that you would get from Dior.com because it's only from Dior.com. So they're saying we don't have to pay a commission to the Dior boutique, and we don't have to pay a commission to Nordstrom. So because we don't have to pay a commission, we'll give you better gifts at Dior.com. Does that make sense? But they also don't do the custom wrapping. So if you buy 5 things from Dior and you go to Nordstrom or the Dior boutique, they will individually wrap those things for you. It will look stunning and beautiful. On Dior.com, they put everything in one box and they ship it to you, and it's at your discretion if you choose to wrap it with your own paper or put it in your own separate bags. They will not give you 5 separate bags for 5 items. They will not give you 5 separate boxes for 5 items, but Dior boutique and Dior at Nordstrom will. So those are the benefits. I personally love shopping at Nordstrom when I can. I went to the boutique to get the oblique, I just had it here, the oblique cap, because if you currently, as of February of 2025, if you want to get the caps for your Privé bottles, you cannot buy them individually on Dior.com. You have to buy the bottle and the cap at the same time. At the Dior boutique, you can pick up the cap alone, whatever you want, whichever size, they have them in stock. They don't have them at Nordstrom. They're not going to have them at Nordstrom as of recently. Maybe in the future they will start carrying them, but right now they're not available at Nordstrom. So do you see how each particular venue has their own benefits and cons? So I just want to let you know that. The cool thing about the boutique on Greene Street is you do get the little star, which I love the little star. You can make it a keychain. You can actually make a collage out of them. You can hang them on your trees and just have a little Dior tree with a little snow globe underneath. But I just wanted to let you know what the differences are and why I shop at all 3 venues, because there are different benefits and there are different cons. When you shop at the boutique, they invite you to Dior, exclusive Dior events that they have there. And with that comes a little gift bag. I don't know what's in it. I'm going to go to my first one in 2 weeks, but I got invited to that. At Nordstrom, they also invite you to exclusive Nordstrom Dior events. And if you have an SA at Nordstrom, they invite you to other events that might be happening at Nordstrom. So I build a relationship with my SA. I get invited to the Dior events, and I also get invited to the other events. Now, you should purchase something when you go to these. You don't have to, but you should. I always do, which is why I consistently get invited to them. But you necessarily don't have to. But if you don't, they don't tend to invite you back. Does that make sense? Just letting you know. So I do purchase things. It's not a rule. It's just kind of an understanding. So I'll let you know how that Nordstrom event goes. I'm going to the beauty trend event. I'm going to be filming that in March of 2025. And then I go again in November of 2025 because they have it in the spring and they have it in the fall. And you can look it up online. You don't have to be a Nordstrom member, but you can also contact my SA. And then when they ask you how you heard about it, you can say you heard it from a Nordstrom employee. And then you write Eli, E-L-I, Dior. If you're going to the one in New York City, you write Eli, E-L-I space D-I-O-R, Eli Dior. Because there's 2 Elis on the beauty floor, and she's the one that works at Dior, so you have to make sure you mention Dior. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that to you guys, because I know everyone's like, why do you shop at all these places? Why not just Dior.com? Sometimes Dior.com doesn't have what I want. They may not be in stock at Dior.com, but the boutique has it, or Nordstrom has it. So it's really good to have various places that you can go to get the items that you want, because they're not always available at each venue. Example, the cap. I really wanted the cap. I wasn't giving up. I was going to get that cap. You know, like, I'm one of those people that like, give me a challenge and I will beat it. So I found a way to get the cap without having to buy the bottle, even though I did buy the bottle, but they didn't have the cap there. Why did I buy the bottle at Nordstrom? Because at Nordstrom, sometimes, not on all products, they have 15% off of some Dior products. And they also give you, if you have a Nordstrom card, you get notes. So they have bonuses where, you know, for every dollar you get a certain number of points. When you hit 1,000 points, you get $10, right? But sometimes they'll say, like, for the events, they'll say, for every dollar you're going to get 3 points or 6 points. So for the same amount that you would normally get 1 point, you're going to get 6 points. So I was able to buy that bottle and get $30 in points that I can use for my next purchase. So it's almost like I got $30 off. You know what I mean? So for me, it's kind of like, well, and she gave me more gifts than the boutique gives me, and that Dior.com gave me. Why? Because I purchased $450 worth of items, a purchase. But if I was only spending $10, you can't do that. Let's say I was only spending $30 to $50 and I'm a platinum. I'm going to buy my $30 to $50 item at Dior.com so that I can get the 2 deluxe gifts and the 2 minis. You get 4 free gifts with every purchase at Dior.com. So it's more beneficial for me to buy my lower priced items once I've hit platinum on Dior.com. However, this one wasn't available on Dior.com, so I had to go to Greene Street to get it. Does that make sense? And then from there, they invited me to the event, so now I'm going to buy a bottle over there. But again, the free gifts aren't that great. I'm going to see if these goodie bags are good, because if they are, then maybe it's worth it to go to these events and to buy from the Dior boutique. It's a nice experience. I mean, that's what I like about the boutique. It's nice. The people are amazing. I love the representatives that are there. The customer service is above par. You can talk to them. They try to help you. Where Dior.com customer service does not try to help you the way the Dior boutique does. Very different experience. Very, very, very different experience. Let me tell you. Okay? People at Nordstrom, they try their best to help you, but they can't. They're limited because they are a third-party seller. So they don't have the benefits of the boutique or Dior.com. And then Dior.com, they will give you a bunch of free stuff, but they do have a little bit of attitude on their customer service line sometimes. And I get it because they don't follow through all the time. They ran out of the snow globes. I guess the customer service reps were tired of hearing people being annoyed by that. So the attitude came out on the customer service phone line when you call to find out about the snow globe. They didn't even let you know that you can go to Greene Street to get it. There's a lot of things that the customer service reps on Dior.com do not know, but they know at the boutique. And if they don't know, they're going to find out and call you back. Does that make sense? So I think it's best if you're in New York and you can get to the Greene Street boutique, build a relationship with the people there. Build a relationship if you have a Nordstrom card or you want to shop from Nordstrom. It's easier if you have a card because all you have to do is give her certain information. She can look up the card and charge it. If you call her and you don't have a Nordstrom card and you have an SA at Nordstrom, you have to give them your credit card information because they're processing everything over the phone. I understand not everybody's going to be comfortable with that, but that's the process if you don't have a Nordstrom card. Same thing, I think I don't know if they have Dior at Macy's. I think they do. But if you have a Macy's rep, same thing. If you have a Macy's card, it's easier to process the transaction if you have an SA that you trust. Like I trust my SA. She has my information on file. I can call her and say, hey girl, I need this, this, and this. She sends, she puts the order in. It'll send me a link. I click the link to say, yes, I approve this purchase. And that's it. That's how simple it is when you have a card and you have a relationship with your SA. Otherwise, you're sitting there and you're like, credit card, this, this, and that. Plus, you get those extra points on your Nordstrom card, which equate to cash back. So for me, it's kind of like I get a discount when they actually have a sale on Dior items. Plus, I'm getting extra points, so I'm getting cash back. So I'm getting a lot more money back, and I'm getting a discount on Dior when you shop at Nordstrom. For certain items, not all items qualify for a discount, but the makeup, the skincare, things like that. If I know I have to re-up, I wait for a 15% off sale. I wait for it to be on sale. I buy it. I also get points, which give me cash back. It's a win-win situation for me. And I get to pick the samples that I want depending on how much I spend, right? Because if I'm not spending a lot, I'm not going to get a lot of samples. Let me just reiterate that. So I love shopping on all 3 platforms. I think Dior.com is best for their promos where if you spend a certain amount, you will get a free gift automatically. So I wait for that. They have a great codes where they give free gifts, which are amazing, but you have to spend a certain amount. So I usually like to shop on Dior.com. And as a platinum member or a gold member, you get extra free gifts. So my formula is when Dior is giving a free gift for spending like $150 or $200, plus there's an amazing code where you're getting 3 to 4 gifts, that's when I shop on Dior.com. Because I'm like, okay, so I'm going to get the free gift just for shopping. Then I'm going to get the gifts that I use for the code. Plus I'm a platinum, so I'm going to get 2 mini deluxes and I'm getting at least 4 to 15 gifts for free just for spending $150 to $200. That's the only time I shop on Dior.com, or if I'm buying something under like $100 because neither Dior boutique or the Dior rep at Nordstrom is really going to send me a lot of stuff because I spent $100. Does that make sense? All right. I hope I covered everything. I love you guys to pieces. Rock and roll. And I will have my information, with the information for my rep at Nordstrom. And then I'll see if I can get the names of the 2 reps that I like a lot at the Dior boutique. They're both men. One speaks Spanish and one doesn't. So I'll put the information there so you can refer to the one that you feel more comfortable with. Because I know there are some people out there that prefer to speak in Spanish. And he speaks English too, you know, but there are some customers that are on my particular page that I know only speak Spanish or prefer to speak in Spanish. So I'm going to let you know that that's the rep for that, and then the other rep. Both of them are amazing. And if you talk to either rep, if one is not available, then the other one can translate, etc. Just so you know. But mwah, love you guys to pieces. Talk to you soon. Bye.